This video is to provide a testimonial of the relief from self-loathing, increase in self-love, and relief from narcissism treatments. I had the relief from self-loathing and increase in self-love treatments done for my husband because he was really suffering from a lot of anger. It appeared to be a lot of anger that was directed at himself that he also expressed towards others. He said that he grew up always feeling second best, that people had picked on him and bullied him, and because of this he felt as though the world was an unfair place and that he was always being treated unfairly. His anger got to be a problem. There was a good 5 years where anger seemed to be the only emotional expression that he could display. He'd get very angry, for example, about just spilled milk. It was interfering in our marriage and also interfering in his ability to effectively parent our children. After I got the relief from self-loathing and increase in self-love treatments for him, I really started to see some big changes in him. First of all, whereas he had not been open to therapy in the past, he decided to try therapy and really began to benefit wonderfully from individual therapy. Secondly, he had in the past been very opposed to any form of couples counseling, but he became open to couples counseling. Not only was he open to it, he had a breakthrough during one of his first sessions where he just started crying and experienced an emotion other than anger. He talked a lot about his feeling of grief related to his relationship with his father. Third of all, he had said before that he could never feel any emotions. He just felt emotionally numb or miserable, but he started to have feelings of joy. And this was such a beautiful process to witness. It in fact saved our marriage. It saved our children from growing up with a father who was angry with them a lot of the time. And it really helped his own feelings of self-loathing not to be passed on to our children, not to negatively affect our marriage. There was a while there where I was wondering if our marriage was going to make it. But after the treatment, we really came back so much stronger, and I am so grateful for that. In addition, I also wanted to provide a testimonial for the relief from narcissism. We have a family member who really struggles with narcissism, and this family member knows it. They've told us that, we need to be the ones to teach their children compassion because they just don't know how to do that. And so after we provided this treatment for this family member, we didn't let them know, this family member began to search for something greater than themselves. They in fact decided to get confirmed in their religions. They started a quest for self-improvement. Unfortunately, they're still struggling with narcissism, but the fact that there is now more insight and at least a search to be better or do better that was not there before, I believe is proof that these treatments do work. So in sum, I've had very good experiences with the treatments for relief from self-loathing, increase in self-love, and relief from narcissism. And I wanted to share my story with you in the hope that you too could have a positive experience.